Hey, it's Kelly from MX Hideout. Do you have a 4-stroke dirt bike that won't start? So it turns over, but it won't fire or start. After 15 plus years of troubleshooting dirt bikes, I've narrowed down my process to 4 simple steps. I call it the FACTS method, which I'll describe in just a second. This is going to help you troubleshoot it in minutes rather than hours or days. The first step in the FACTS method is fuel. Does your bike have fuel? A good way to know this is if you pull the spark plug out after trying to start it and the spark plug is wet. If it is wet, then you know that the gas tank is supplying fuel to the carb or the fuel system and getting it to the engine, but it's just not firing. If the spark plug is dry, then you need to start with the gas tank. Is there gas in it? Is the gas getting to the carb or the fuel system? If it's not, you need to find out why. Whether there's a blockage, something clogging it up. But if the carb is full of fuel, then you need to figure out why the carb is not supplying fuel to the engine. Maybe it's a clogged jet. If the bike's been sitting for a while, a clogged pilot jet is one of the most likely scenarios. So if you clean the pilot jet or replace it and then get it started, but it still won't stay running, maybe it only runs on choke, then it might need some more cleaning, or it could just need some jetting. And if you want to know the 6 alarming signs that your dirt bike is running too rich or too lean, I got a free guide in the description below. You can download that. Step number 2 in the FACTS method is air. Is your dirt bike engine getting enough air? Or maybe it's getting too much air. How do you tell? Well, the first place I start is the intake and the exhaust. Is there air going into the carbon engine, and is it coming out? First, check the air filter. Is it clogged? Is the air box full of a mouse nest? Is there a rag in the air box? And then the exhaust. Did you forget to leave the butt plug in it from storage? Yeah, I've done that a few times. It's easy to do. Or is there an air leak? Perhaps you forgot to tighten the carb clamps, or maybe the intake boot is ripped. Typically, a bike will start if there's an air leak and it'll idle really high, but in rare case, it could not start due to an air leak. Step number 3 in the FACTS method is compression. Your bike needs to have a minimum amount of compression to compress that fuel and air mixture and cause it to ignite or explode and cause the bike to start spinning over and run. So if there's a loss of compression, usually due to something being worn out in the top end, like the piston, the rings, the reeds on a 2-stroke, or the valves on a 4-stroke, if those are leaking too much air and fuel past them, it's not going to have enough compression to compress that and start the engine. And a simple way to know in just a few minutes is just doing a simple compression test. Even a cheap compression tester can tell you, or at least give you a close enough idea if you have a minimum amount of compression. That is PSI. And I can't give you a general answer on this for a number because every bike is a little bit different, so you need to refer to your OEM service manual for the specific specs, or at least the minimum PSI range that your bike needs in order to at least start. If it's lower than that, then you need to figure out why it has low compression. And step number 4 in the FACTS method is spark. If your bike is getting fuel, air, compression, but no spark, it's never gonna start. So a quick way to know is to pull the spark plug cap off, unthread the spark plug, pull it out, put it back in the spark plug cap, and then rest it against the engine, and then kick it over or turn it over. You may need to turn the lights off. All you're looking for is a little blue spark. Every time you kick the engine over, the spark plug's gonna spark on the electrode. And if you don't see a spark, or it's very weak and like yellowish, it's not getting spark, or it's not getting enough spark to ignite that fuel mixture and start the engine. And if that's the case, you need to start looking into the electrical system, starting with the spark plug. Maybe it just needs a new plug. Maybe the cap was loose. Maybe there's a wire loose. Maybe the kill switch is bad. And just work your way all the way back up to the ignition coil, the CDI, eventually the stator. There's only so many things that can go wrong on the electrical system. This may sound intimidating at first if you're a beginner, but don't worry, there's only 4 things that a dirt bike needs in order to start. It needs the proper amount of fuel, air, compression, and spark. Make sure your bike has each one of those, and if it doesn't, then you can narrow down where the problem actually is, saving you hours of frustration or hundreds of dollars of throwing parts at it, hoping it's gonna work. And if you get your bike started, let us know in the comments below. But if it's running, but it won't stay running, doesn't want to idle properly, you should check out this video here to figure out why it is and how to fix it. I'm Kelly Fagin from MX Hideout. Ride safe, have fun.